Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of the AgriCapitalist Podcast, where we talk about hidden treasures in plain sight. As it is my tradition, I would like to appreciate all of you that have been with us up to this very moment. I want to say a big thank you to you watching, to you liking, to you commenting. You've been amazing. You've been so amazing. May God continue to bless you, increase you, and may you continue to prosper in every of your endeavor. Today's episode will be talking about the importance of soil health to your agribusiness. Now, this is a very important topic because it is often overlooked in this thing called agriculture. We talk about the farm, we talk about the produce, we talk about the farmer, but very few of us talk about the soil. Here's why it is very important. Nothing will happen in terms of profitability from your farm if your soil is dead. Most farms that we have today, they are actually dead or dying. Very few of us are worried about the soil health. You see, you remember the episode where I talked about, episode 11, where I talked about having the right mindset for your agribusiness as a crucial piece in ensuring that you achieve success from your agribusiness. Yeah? Now you have the right mindset. Now you know you have to do what works. I am suggesting that you consider the soil health as a major contributor to the profitability from your farm. And this is what I need you to think about. Think about your soil health think about your soil as a living organism that has the capacity to bring forth life. In simple terms, here is what I'm trying to say. Think about your soil as an organism, as a human being, right? A human being that has the capacity to bring forth life. The life that is going to bring forth is the produce, the crop. Let's say you plant the corn seed, eventually it's going to grow into a corn plant, right? That is going to bring out cobs of corn, right? That is its capacity to produce life. But if the soil is dead, if I have a problem with me, if the human being is having an issue, the tendency for it to deliver healthy crops is to reduce, right? So think about your soil as a living organism that has the capacity to produce life. So if you should think about your soil as that living organism, you should always consider its health in your planning. While you are planning for profitability, while you are planning to achieve the most from this year's farming activity, think about your own contribution to the soil health because it's going to help you in the long run. You don't want to have a farming enterprise where after every 5 years there will be a need for you to look for a different location. Because most of the farming practice we are actually embracing today, they are actually detrimental to the soil health. They are actually detrimental to the soil health. So today, I say this, consider soil health. Consider your soil health while you are planning for a bountiful harvest. Consider the soil health. That being said, there are ways to boost soil health. Number one way to boosting soil health is composting. I said this in the other episode where I talked about choosing between fertilizers and composting. Here's what compost is. Compost are organic manures that are being added to the soil to ensure that you get a living soil, to ensure that you get improved productivity from the soil, to ensure that you nourish the soil. Compost, it is very important. Most of us don't practice it in this part of the world, but I tell you, it is very important. Let me give an example of what a compost is. A compost is made of food waste and garden waste mixed together. They decompose and then they are applied on your soil for improved soil health. So composts are very important. If you have the time, go through the playlist, the AgriCapitalist playlist. You'll see the episode where we talked about choosing between fertilizers and compost. Or if by the time I have done the video for composting, how to create a compost, watch that and thank me later. So composting is very important. Nourish your soil and you will get the best from your soil. Number 2 is watering. See, your soil, it needs water, same as every living organism. Remember I told you, think of your soil as a living organism, right? While you are adding the compost, which is more like its food, you should add water. Watering of your soil is very important. It helps to reduce the heat, number 1. It helps to give life to the microorganisms that are in the soil. Watering of your soil, it is very important. So while you are adding compost, add water. Water your soil a lot. It helps the plant you are planting, it helps the crops you are planting to grow better. Watering. Number 3 is cover cropping. Now this one is the most recent. I mean recent in the sense that when it comes to the discussion around agriculture in this region, very few people are talking about cover cropping. Cover cropping is planting crops that have big canopies that are used to cover the surface of your soil to prevent it from erosion and evaporation. So cover cropping is very important. Think of it as you are trying to retain the values, the nutrients on the soil, right? So while you've added compost to it, while you have watered it, you cover it so the nutrients are retained in the soil. It is very important. Number 4 is minimize the soil disturbance. Like I said, think of your soil as a living organism. Most of us don't care about what is going on our land. We just do things haphazardly. Think about your soil as a living organism. Minimize the soil disturbance. One way to minimize your soil disturbance is through minimizing the tillaging. You see those tilling on a regular basis. You should try as much as you can to minimize it. It is going to help you. It is going to preserve the value. It's going to preserve the nutrient on your soil. So minimize soil disturbance. It is very important. Number 5 is livestock integration. Livestock integration. Number 5 is livestock integration. So while you've added compost, you've added watering, you've added cover cropping, and you are reducing your disturbance on the soil, integrate livestock. Here's what livestock does. It helps to fight against any pest. So most farmers, what they do is they integrate with chickens. It helps a lot. They help in scattering. They help with aeration. Right? They help to loosen the soil. So most soils, they are compact. So when you integrate livestock, it helps to loosen the soil. It is very important. So that is it for today's episode. I hope you find value. Until next time, cheers.